Welcome to our corner where we talk about the Streets of Avalon role-playing game. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brett.
And today we're going to talk about what happens outside the city walls, which is weird because this game is about being in the city. My bad.
But if you've got a city with walls, one of the first things that players want to do is like, what's outside that wall?
Yeah,
if you draw a map with a border on it, somebody wants to know what's on past that border. That's what they do.
And we're going to get into what's out there. Like, how might that be part of a Streets of Avalon role-playing game? And let me just hit you with three things. Like, I know that there's farms out there because we've talked about it. I know there's like two gate towns, right? There's one outside the western gate, one outside the eastern gate. That's how that functions. But I have no idea what's beyond that. But I think those two pieces, the farms and the gate towns, provide a lot of potential for play. So I guess I'll ask you, why would characters find themselves outside the city walls? Which means what kind of scenarios or adventures will we find out there?
So other things beyond is that certain nobles will have hunting lodges or little keep in the country type of thing. They're like cabin up north. If you're in my neck of the woods anyway, they have places or lands outside because that land is money. A lot of times what happens is that the strange NPC is in your neighborhood, dresses weird, looks weird. They're an outlander. Like, what the hell? Like, yeah, I just got here. Like, I need a thing. I'm looking for so-and-so. My daughter is lost. I've had the classic, I'm looking for my son.
We had that storyline happen.
Totally had that storyline. Grandma's looking for her boy.
Cutter.
I had to go find him. Yep. He got slapped around for that one. So it's a place where NPCs can come from, and then they can hint and talk about like, oh, well, where we came from, this is this way, or this, that's that. The other thing I've done is when players want to stretch their legs a little bit and go outside, is those gate towns, the areas just outside those gates, give you an opportunity to encounter more outlanders, right? You can
makes sense.
You can see more stuff of the rest of the world.
People probably come here and trade, right?
Exactly. There's stuff you can get here that you can't get a lot of other places.
Makes sense.
And it's also going to be fresher. So if you're usually from the inner or southern part of the city and so forth, here, the beef is like right there.
Yeah. And right potentially less expensive.
Going to be less expensive. Didn't have to travel, didn't pass through as many hands. I don't uptick it. And wow, this lettuce is not wilted into brown. This is neat. I didn't know lettuce was green. That's awesome. Type of thing. The other thing I've done is when the players have to go there, it's not like this, oh my God, the bright lights. Oh, this is crazy. It's neat. It's interesting. It's kind of scary though, because it's so wide open.
Yeah. Like the buildings aren't like, the buildings are like over the top of you. Everything's not narrow streets. You can actually see farther than like 60 or 70 feet without being up on top of a building. Yeah.
It's not like instant agoraphobia, but it's big. And unless your characters have been out on the ocean or you are out, your backstory has it that you've been out places like this. It's really big. It's gigantic compared to what you could see farther. You could see forever, as they say. I've had players have to go out there to meet somebody because they're hired. You need to go out there and talk to so-and-so, get this item, come back with it. That's a common one. You get this piece of information. I've also had people go out there to go kill somebody. Like, hey, so-and-so is trying to flee. We know he's going to be going out the east gate. He's going to be at the Red Wheel Inn. I need you there. And when you see him, he'll be disguised as such and such. He needs to die.
Run him down, get rid of him.
Exactly.
Oh, nice. I like that. That sounds like a very Avalon-esque kind of scenario. So moving on, what kind of like adversaries or monsters or just things exist out there that are not the things that we've already mentioned, which are essentially people?
Yeah. So the myths and rumors when players ask me like, well, what's out there? I'm like, well, dragons, ogres, trolls, gigantic monsters, walking tree people. It's crazy.
Walking tree people.
That's wild. There's the
I just like framing Ents that way, right?
Yeah,
it's so
massive, good. Massive things, giants the sizes of mountains. What's a mountain? Well, there's mountains out there too. You'll see those. That's insane. The weather's terrible. There's no shelter anywhere. There's no real civilization. You have to live by your wits and your own two hands. If you don't know how to find food out there, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, your coin ain't gonna save you out there.
No, you go out there with a million silver pieces, won't do you a lick of good.
Pretty good.
So it's scary. What is out there? When I've had characters leave, they have run into trolls, ogres, giants.
So the fantasy stuff is out there.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is out there. The other thing I put out there are Lightbringers, and Lightbringers are Lichie that have gone mad. Not Lichie, excuse me, Lamplighters that have gone mad.
We talked about those. See the Lamplighter episode.
Yeah. So they're out there. That's scary as fuck. there are other cultists. There are what probably is left of elves. If there's any elves left, they probably are out here. If there's any dwarves out, maybe that if they've escaped their slavery, maybe they're okay. Maybe they're out here somewhere.
We didn't mention that the dwarves were enslaved, but it makes sense that they're enslaved to their internal desire and need to accomplish the task that's been set forth for them.
Exactly. They've got that task, and then also some of them were then enslaved by their own people.
Oh, that's right.
So you're slave to the desire. You have to work. You've got to do the thing. Then you're also enslaved, and then if the work becomes you must be a slave, and becomes this horrible self-fulfilling thing that you can't die.
Man, that's
just terrible.
And then some of them may have gotten out and they're doing their walkabouts because they're immortal.
Exactly. But it's weird. When I say weird stuff, it's wide open, and the main thing is it's the classic trope of city kid, big city kid, dump them out in the middle of, go pick an episode of Alone and take a person who grew up in, South Central LA and dump them in Nova Scotia in winter.
Hey man, go touch some grass. What is this stuff? What's happening?
Oh my God, this is weird.
Why is this bug biting me? Why is it not a bed bug? Why does it look like it's got wings? Why is it sucking my blood?
Exactly. Why is this thing huge? Oh my God. Does that bear look like an owl? That's just scary.
What's a bear?
Exactly. Bears? Ah!
And then you mix them with an owl? That's worse.
Exactly. So I use it a lot of times when the folks go out from within Avalon, when they go out to the gate towns, when they're working out there or they're doing anything worth the, when animals are brought in for slaughter and they're making leather and they're doing all this stuff, people telling stories. What we encountered, this barbarian tribes caused this problem. Oh, we had this issue with orcs. Oh, we had this problem with trolls. Is it real, or is it just this, or is it fun to scare those stupid city people?
Yeah, I like it. The thing that I always wanted to do with one of these gate towns is that there is a fake queen that got here and didn't get destroyed by Erlig, but got partially corrupted by Erlig. So she is constantly fighting off the corruption. So half of her body is black and oozing with pus and whatnot. And the other half is she's gorgeous and beautiful, but she is the hidden power behind one of these gate towns, and she's just trying to keep it together. Right?
I like that.
And that's her shtick. And there's a whole series of things that surround that where she's trying to get uncorrupted, but it could go one of two ways. Either she falls completely to it, and then there's a powerful fae lady that, is working for Erlig, or you cleanse her, and now you have this ally that is going to be on your side and maybe will make your life a little bit easier.
I like it a lot.
What about you? What are some of your most memorable adventures that have happened outside the walls?
So outside the walls, the group wanted to go out, so they went out and found this little bitty town. From there, they met some dwarves. They're like, this is weird. Got hired by the dwarves to go help them with their people. Like, okay, I don't understand this. And they, not effectively, they literally started an entire slave revolt.
Oh,
and
cool.
So the revolting of the slaves of the dwarves, resetting themselves. Our work is now the freedom of our people. Our work is now this. That transformation process began because my group of adventurers went out there and advertently/inadvertently reawakened this the sleeping giant, weird giant dwarves, but this reawakened this sleeping warlike race of people that were like, okay, that's it, we've had enough. And the dwarves that had sold them out, they just started laying waste to stuff, and it was a bloodbath. There was it was a kind of a classic brawl. And another thing we learned through that process was that displacer beasts do not like donkeys. They don't like donkeys at all. So when the guys retired from that, they bought a little town because they had all this money, all this weird ass dwarven shit. They sold it, bought a pub of land. They sold donkeys because it was vital for your survival.
Yep, there you go.
Yes.
There's going to have to be a folio that I make now that is about the things that you can run into outside the city walls, because boy, have I strayed away from anything like a lot of the fantasy pantheon of monsters that exist, but they're all out here apparently. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's the other thing is you got to remember though is that because I designed it specifically to be like what's out there, all this stuff. Really? I got to go find it. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
What's really there? You don't know.
It's fair.
The people you're talking to, they're NPCs, and even if you're from one of the gate towns, you know what other people told you. You know Avalon, man. You work here in the gate town. and you actually want to get into Avalon, where there's some civilization and like, look, there's opportunity there. Out here, I make leather. This sucks.
Yeah, until you get inside and you make
I could join a guild. I could join a guild and I could be rich. I'm making leather.
Yeah,
this
until
sucks
you join
too.
the guild and you're like, I'm not rich and I'm still
making leather.
And I'm breathing in terrible stuff all the time.
Yes.
Well, that's us talking about what happens outside the city walls of Avalon. I hope you all found that enlightening as a bit of a look inside of what's going on.
Thank you for listening to Under the Lamplight, the Streets of Avalon role-playing game podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe on YouTube. You can pick up the playtest version of the game, which I've done my best to give a nice layout, at thestreetsofavalon.com. The link is below, and we'll see you under the lamplight next week.